Hey guys, it's Jenny Hobbs, Fit Mom MD, and I'm super excited to talk with you about this tip tonight. One of my absolute favorite things to do is to teach people strategies that are simple, that don't take a lot of extra time or money, but have a huge impact on their lives. And that is exactly what this tip is. It's the number one thing that has helped me. It helps so many of the women that I mentor and coach and work with. And so I really want to share this with you, and I just commit to doing this and then let me know how it goes, because I know you will feel better. Okay. So here it is. For the first hour of your day, 1 hour, I want you to commit to not checking your phone for social media or email or text. Okay, ideally staying off your phone completely. We'll talk about that in a minute, but no social media, no text messages, no email. Give yourself the first hour of the day free of those things. So you're probably thinking, first of all, maybe why does this matter? Or it seems so simple, shouldn't really make a difference. Or maybe you're thinking, okay, well, that's a great idea, but there's no way I could do this with my life the way that it is in the morning. So either way, I got you covered. I'm going to talk about why I think this is important, and then I'm going to go through the how and some really practical tips. And guys, I have had schedules where I had tiny babies and super long hours and getting up early. And I've been on this like flexible schedule where now I'm with my kids in the morning and I kind of like on their schedule. So I got you. I can talk about all the different things that work for me, but trust me, it will be worth the effort to make this happen. Okay. So first of all, why is this important? Guys, this is such a powerful way to decrease your stress for the day. This is how you can start the day with that positive momentum that you need to show up as your best self. If you start the day and the first thing you're doing is seeing emails from work and text messages asking you questions, or you're scrolling on Facebook and you see a stressful news story, you're letting the first hour of your day become negative. You're getting yourself into a stressed mindset before you need to. Like if you're a doctor and you have a stressful job all day, like give yourself an hour away from that. And then you can go and be there 100% in the stress of whatever, but you're inviting it into your own life at 6 o'clock in the morning by opening up your email. Don't do that. There's really very few people that actually need to do that. And to be honest, I can't think of anyone. Like really, like you should be waking up and being able to have a little bit of time to like take a shower and such before you need to check your work email. And definitely social media, it's so easy for me still. Sometimes I'll get on there just to, post something in one of my groups or something about my workout I did that morning. And then I'll realize I'm down the rabbit hole and seeing all these stories and posts, and I'm distracted. And I just get in a negative space and I become more stressed out. And I notice a huge difference in my day and how I approach my kids when they get up. If I'm already stressed out about other things, that comes across in the way I interact with them. So less stressful, you're going to decrease your distractions. So guys, this is your prime time in the morning to do things that you care about, right? If you're like me and you have goals and dreams and things you want to pursue, like that's your time. That's your uninterrupted time. And as soon as you get down that rabbit hole of social media or whatever, you're distracted. You're not going to get as much done. You're not going to be as focused. And your brain is going to start going a million directions. And, as we all know, with the current state of social media and everything we have on our phones all the time, it's so easy to spend your whole day in a state of distraction. It's so easy to realize that you've been looking at your phone for 10 or 15 minutes and you don't even remember what you were looking at. And so we've got to learn to train our brains to not get distracted. And the best way I can think of to do that is to just not be distracted first thing in the morning and let your brain focus on what you wanted to focus on rather than what everyone else thinks it should. And that's the next thing. So doing this allows you to set your own agenda for your day rather than being on someone else's agenda. Okay, so as soon as you go on Facebook, you're on Mark Zuckerberg's agenda or your friends who happen to pop up there, right? You're looking at what their agenda for the day is or what the news media wants you to see, right? The second that you open up your work email, you're on, the agenda of your employer or a coworker or whoever, and you're thinking about their problems, what they need solved. Don't do that. This is your life. You get to choose your agenda. Okay, you may not be able to control everything in your life, but you can control this one little piece. And I say take that control, right? I think that's really, really important. I also think, gosh, people are so negative about social media these days. I hear it all the time. Social media this, social media that. I personally think social media is awesome. It's allowed me to meet wonderful friends, and I learn from social media constantly. It's made me grow as a person. I've built a great business. I've built so many friendships. I've connected with so many positive people who have great things to say that make me smile. It brings me laughter when I'm down. I love social media, right? But here's the thing. The reason people are negative about social media is it's not social media that's bad. It's the way we interact with our social media. We let it take over our lives. We let it determine the agenda, right? No, the phone that you have and your social media, it's a tool. So you got to use it as a tool. You have to take the control and say, when do I use this? When is it appropriate? How do I want to use this? How do I want to show up in this place? And you control that, not the other way around. And we've forgotten that. And so, yeah, social media can be dangerous if you don't use it as a tool and you rather let it control you and let it dictate your time. And this is like the first way to start your day and say, look, I am in control, right? And I do what I want to do. And so honestly, for me, I do use my phone a little bit in the morning, but I use it for the things that I want to use it for intentionally, not for the things that are going to distract me from my goals. And that is me using it as a tool, and not the other way around. So those are some of the reasons. The other thing is that I personally think when it comes to social media or your job or whatever it is that you're doing, you want to show up as a contributor with something of value to say from your own mind and your own heart. And if you start your day consuming from everybody else, consuming social media, consuming text, consuming emails, you are not going to be able to come as a contributor with your own unique ideas. You're going to be coming in with what you've consumed from other people. And so you really want to come with a unique perspective. And the morning is the best time for you to really get your unique perspective in place. So those are some of the reasons I think this is so important. I'm sure there's many more, but I want to talk about how you make this happen. So the how. How the heck do I not look at my phone when my alarm clock is my phone, right? My phone is my alarm clock. So most of us have our alarms on our phone. So personally for me, I also have an Apple Watch, and as I've spoken about in other videos, I set an alarm on my Apple Watch that vibrates. So I don't need to look at my phone when the alarm goes off. I just click my watch, get up, and I'm done. If you don't have that ability, what you could do is you could take your phone and put it like in your bathroom, if you have like a bathroom right next to your bedroom or something like that. Mel Robbins, who's another great speaker who talks a lot about this, suggests putting your phone in the other room and turning the ringer on really loudly so that like if your kids need to call you or something, you'll still hear it and you can get up and get it. But then having like an actual regular alarm clock by your bed, not your phone. So you can kind of decide what works for you, but try to figure out how to make it easier for yourself. So get your phone out of sight, out of mind, or use your alarm on here or something like that. The other thing that helps me is I use the technology that's in my phone. So you can set up do not disturb on your phone, and you can actually even set it so that important phone calls can still get through, like from your spouse or your kids or whatever, but so that otherwise you don't get notified about your text messages and your emails and all that kind of stuff. You can even set up the do not disturb to have certain sleep hours. So you can say from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. I'm on do not disturb. And so then when you wake up in the morning before 6 o'clock or whatever, you're not getting those notifications until after that time is up. You can also set up notifications within like each app, like your email and your text messages, to actually not give you a push notification, which I recommend doing. Like for your email, it should never be pushing emails to you. You should always be going to look at them when you darn well want to. So use technology to help you. The other thing that has really helped me is on my iPhone, I actually have the top left corner of the front screen has the apps that are like for my meditation and my mindset and all that stuff. They're all in that one little group at the top left. So I know my rule for myself is for the first hour of the day, if I'm on my phone, I'm in that section. So I'm doing my meditation, I'm listening to something uplifting, whatever the case is. There's not very many things in that little box. Anything else is off limits until later. Okay, and that you can actually do the same thing with your screen time limits. You can set it up so that like before 6 a.m. or before 7 a.m. you're only allowed to access certain apps, but not all of them. And so it will actually like give you a warning. Now you can override it, but at least it will like check you and say, no, it's not 7. Don't check your email yet, or don't get on Facebook yet, or whatever. So use all those tools to set yourself up for success and make it easy, because we know that if you get something out of sight, out of mind that you don't want to do, that's the way to break that habit, right? And if you make something easy for yourself, that's the way to set up a new good habit. Which brings me to my next point. So another thing you can do is that for this hour of the day, replace what you were doing. So if you were scrolling on social media and checking emails, so replace it with a more positive habit. So I don't care what this is, but choose something that puts you in a positive frame of mind. So meditate, do a workout. Write down what you're grateful for. Write down your 10 goals, as I talked about on a previous video, and your vision for where you want to go with your day. You could also simply you could listen to a good book or something like that, right? Something that's helping you learn or grow towards your goals. You could write if you're a writer, or you're like me and you do business online. You could write out some of the posts or some of the blogs or some of the videos you want to do. But if you don't want to be that intentional or like intense about it, you could literally also just spend that hour like brushing your teeth, taking a shower, mindfully enjoying your morning. Like often for me, it's I'm getting my kids up, we're chatting, we're making breakfast, we're reading books or getting them dressed or whatever. And it's like a really nice hour of my day where I'm just all about my kids. And we have that really nice time together and I'm not distracted by my phone. So it doesn't have to be, it can be having your coffee or your tea and, hopping in the car and then listening to some music that you like to set your mindset right for the day. Let's say you want to roll out of bed, take a quick shower, coffee, tea in the car, and that's all going to take you less than an hour. That's great. Just don't use that time to like listen to the news and get yourself all into a negative space. Okay. So, and that's kind of the whole point is you really have to make it work for you. Everyone's day is going to be a little bit different. So don't overcomplicate this. Don't think, oh, I have to do the perfect morning routine with that hour and get it all laid out. Don't stress yourself out with all those details and perfection. Just start by saying, okay, no matter what time I get up or what's going on, I'm going to give myself that 1 hour a day to be on my agenda in my own head with my family, doing things that are not social media, email, texting, and take that control back. And let me know down below if you try this out, if it works for you, if it doesn't, if you have any struggles implementing it that I can maybe help with. But I really think this is going to make a huge difference for you. So please try it. Please give me some feedback below. If you enjoyed this video, also, of course, please subscribe and turn on notifications. And I'm always looking for ideas for other topics that you would like me to share about. So shoot me an email or drop me a comment if there's something you'd love for me to discuss in a future video. And with that, I hope you all have an awesome day.